Being in 20s is really the most challenging thing because you will be out of the comfort zone that you have lived so far. As a student, there will be some days where you don't need to work or you don't need to think about your future. You can just chill out with your friends, and there are possibilities that you don't need to worry about anything. But once you move out from 20s, you will be bounded with responsibilities, you will be bounded with work pressure, you will be bounded with many things which will not allow you to enjoy your life comfortably. But yeah, being in 20s is the hardest thing, and there are five things that I felt someone would have told me earlier about being in 20s, and I just wanted to share with you people that the five things that I have learned in my early 20s. I thought of sharing with you because at least if some of you would get benefit from this, then I would be really happy. The first important lesson or first important thing that I have learned in my 20s is like your passion or your interest will not always help you to earn money, because you need money to live your life, you need money to sustain in, during our college days. Most of us will feel like I will become so and so, I will become so and so, it is my passion, so I will become this. But it is not the reality. If you're out of college, then at least like 99% of the people need to move out of the passion to earn money, because if you're born rich, then the things would be different again. So you can pursue your passion, you can earn money with your passion, you need time for that. And as an average middle class person, mostly I'm considering middle class persons, your passion will not always help you to earn money. You need to come out of that zone. You just need to permit your passion to a side hustle. So I take an example of me, like teaching people things through YouTube or some other platforms is my passion. Like during my college days, like I really loved it, but later I realized that it is not something that will help me to earn money like most of the people do. I thought of making it as a side hustle. Not only this, like since my childhood I have thought of becoming so and so at different pages, but I later realized the reality that not always a passion will give you food. So that is something that you need to come out of this zone. You also need to understand the situations around you, and you need to move according to that. Passion will not always help you to earn. This is the first lesson that I have learned in my early 20s. You can still turn your passion as a side hustle, and sometimes at some phase of your life your passion may become the primary skill or primary earning source for you. But yeah, you need to wait for that. Until then, it's a foolish thing to solely depend on your passion to earn money. And other important thing that most of the people will mislead you is regarding fun. You need to describe your own definition of fun. If some people in your network are just roaming around and they call itself as a fun, there is no rule that you need to call that as a fun, because it might work for them. They don't need to work. They have that background, they have that family background which will support them, but it will be not applicable to everyone, right? So you need to describe your own definition of fun. So if someone is going in a bad direction, like they feel like drinking or smoking will give them fun, it doesn't mean you need to tell yourself that that is the real definition of fun. No, it is not. According to you, fun might be a different thing. So let's take an example, like going a movie every week might be a fun for you. So going a tour with your friends or family might be a fun for you. So fun which is different for each individual. So you don't need to follow one's definition of fun. There is no such definition for fun. You need to describe yourself what makes you happier, instead of following with others definition of fun. Yeah, in my early 20s, like most of the people in my network, like they said few things like why I'm not been involved in most of the fun activities that many of my friends will do. Like I receive many such words from many of my people in my network, but I thought fun is solely depend on individual mindset. I thought of moving out from listening to such words. Fun is something which is independent. I don't want to stress it, but yeah, fun is something. There is no rule that you need to listen from others' definition of fun. It is something which is important. If you listen to others' definition of fun, then you might damage your career. You might need to suffer a lot in the 30s. When you reach 30s, you need to suffer a lot. So you need to consider all these things before describing fun, what fun is for you. So I don't mean you don't need fun in your life. You need it, but you need to decide what is that fun is. And other important thing is you will become what 80% of your network always talk about. So if you're surrounded in your network where 80% of the people, let's say 8 out of 10 people in your network are talking about career, money, finance, goals, and all these things, then you will travel in that direction. But taken other vice versa. So if 80% of your people is talking about entertainment, rumors, or bad habits, a kind of thing, then ultimately you will travel in the same direction. It is the reason why you need to choose your network wisely. So if you're surrounded in a network where people are not at all talking about career or money or success, then you are in a bad network, man. You need to change your network. or you need to increase more people who talk about these productive things. Make yourself, at least make your social media handles in such a way that you will see at least 80% of the things are productive. That is the reason it is important to have a good network, and it is important to surround yourself in a network where people talk about productive things. So that is also an essential thing that I have learned so far. So if you're surrounded only in a network where people talk about shit, then there is no way that you will become successful. So this is an important thing. As a student, it is difficult to realize this fact, but once you're out of that zone, you will come to know it ultimately. The fourth thing is hard work never goes into vain. You might see people telling their stories like how they have faced struggles in the earlier stages of their career, but how they are successful now. So similarly, it is applicable to everyone. So there is no such thing called you will work hard throughout your life. No, it is not. If you have worked hard for your goal, if you have worked hard for whatever you want to become, someday at some point of your life, all the hard work will give you success, and that day you will feel like you haven't worked hard for your career and you loved whatever that you have worked so far. That day you will feel happy. You will not feel the burden that you have faced so far. You will not think about sacrifices that you have made so far. All these sacrifices will turn you a happier person once you achieve that success. So hard work never goes into vain, but the hard work without consistency might go into vain. So you need to be consistent whatever the hard work that you're putting in to achieve your goals, to achieve success. And the last important thing is saying no is the most important thing. We might tell ourselves like someone will get hurt if we say no, but no, it is not. Saying no is okay than saying yes and fail to do that. So if someone asks you for help and you are not in a position to help them, saying no is a better thing than saying yes, and if you fail to deliver them, then ultimately they will get hurt. So that is the reason why say no if you are unable to do that. So yeah, during my college days or during my early 20s, I have this habit of not saying no for people. Whenever people ask for something, whenever people ask for yes, then I sacrifice my work, I leave my work and help. I try to help people, and that backfired me a lot, because no one will remember your work, no one will remember your good things you have done so far. But if you sacrifice your things for others, so if you have free time, then it's fine to help people. But if you're busy and you're unable to help them, then saying no is the wisest thing. There is no wrong in saying no to people when you're busy. So if people ask for help and you have something to do on priority, then how can you say yes? You need to say no. You need to habituate that saying no thing. So that is something which I have learned recently, and yeah, it is turning out to be a productive thing for me. These are all the 5 things that I have learned in my early 20s about life. I hope these 5 things will also help you. So if you have realized it earlier, then you are in a good direction. If you haven't yet, please try to learn these 5 things. Thank you.